So in today's video, I'm going to help you stop overthinking manifestation. Bro, you need to fucking stop overthinking this shit. This thing is simple, it's easy, and one of the best ways we know that it's simple and easy is because you've been doing it your entire life. It's like breathing, nigga. It's like taking a shit. It's like drinking water. You've been doing this shit your entire life. If you are going to entertain this ideology, this philosophy that our experience of reality is a manifestation of our internal state, it's a manifestation of what we believe about ourselves, then you need to recognize that everything you've ever experienced in your reality, you manifested it. And pretty much none of it did you manifest intentionally. This shit is so easy, you do it without thinking. Now, however, just like learning how to breathe properly, for instance, which is an incredibly powerful thing. The breath is by far the most important physical aspect of influence in spirituality. That's why breath work is something that is intertwined with pretty much every established form of spirituality in both the East and the West. Less so in the West, but it's even in the Western traditions as well. When God breathed life into Adam, for instance, in the Bible, he breathed it through his nostrils, right? Which is a proper way to breathe, through the nose. There's so much I want to say about that, but that's for another video. Truly it is. In fact, that's the very next topic. I'm going to be talking about how you can use breathing and breath work to accelerate your manifestations, to empower your ability to manifest your desired reality. That will be the very next thing I cover for my members only videos. So go ahead and join this channel. You have to do it on your computer, on your desktop. Go on your computer and hit the join button. Become a reality shifter. That's the $10 tier. I have 2 tiers, and I only have 2 tiers because YouTube makes you make at least 2 tiers. I would have only made 1, but I made a $3 tier just if you want to show me a little bit of love. You know what I'm saying? Throw a little change my way. Buy me a cup of coffee once a month, essentially. And you get the little membership badge beside your name. And the longer you are on this journey and are a part of this community, the badge, it evolves over time. So that's a cool feature. But if you want to get the exclusive shit, so far I have 3 exclusive videos, about to be 4. Go ahead and become a reality shifter. Again, that option is only available on the desktop. You're not going to see it on your phone. But let's talk about not overthinking manifestation. You need to understand that the things you desire, the things you're actively and consciously trying to manifest, those things come to you easily. As soon as you set the intention, as soon as you identify what you want and you make the conscious decision to align with that energetically, meaning emotionally, feeling wise, it comes to you easily and it's already on the way. What you need to do is not get in the fucking way. How do we do that? When we engage in frequencies that contradict the desired reality. So for instance, you want to be a successful businessman. Whenever you start having feelings of anxiety, fear, doubt in regards to this desired reality of being a successful businessman, you're misaligning from the frequency you want to actually align with. And so it's in those moments that you have to perk up and actively make the decision to not engage in those feelings, not engage in those thoughts, and realign with your desired reality by living from the wish fulfilled, living from the end, and doing a myriad of things. I've already given you guys so many things, and I'm about to give you more as we go into breath work and reprogramming the subconscious mind, which are topics I will be covering soon. There's so many ways that you can break and stop that negative train of thought. You can smile, right? We talk about smiling. By smiling, you pull an emotional handbrake. It forces you to reflect upon why you're smiling. You obviously can't smile about this shit that was pissing you off. And so you find something to be grateful for. So smiling, very effective technique. You can do deep breathing coupled with meditation, either or. The two go very well together. You can go and look up on YouTube, guided meditation, guided breath work session for relaxation. You can go exercise, get on a rebounder. That's what I have. That's what I like. A trampoline. I jump up and down on it. Pause. Makes me feel a lot better. But you can go for a jog. You can jump some rope. You can go hit the heavy bag. Whatever you got to do, anything that works, anything that stops the train of thought. You see, that's the only difference between us and everybody else, bro. Everybody else, they let themselves spiral. They feed into this negative shit because they think this negative shit matters. They think it's important what other people think. They think it's important what the fuck is going on in politics, in the news. They give a fuck about shit that don't matter. That's the only difference between us and them. We realize that we control our reality with the thoughts we entertain, the feelings that we entertain. And so everybody else, they spiral. They'll have a whole day pissed the fuck off. They'll be mad about for 3 days because of one thing that happened. Us, maybe we're pissed off for a few seconds, maybe a few minutes if it's really for some fucking bullshit. But then we let it go because we understand that one, we manifested that event, that thing that happened is a result of energetic frequencies that we were occupying consistently for some period of time. And some of that shit, bro, it's coming from months ago. You feel me? Some of that shit's coming from years ago. Now, it dies very quickly. As soon as you become conscious and you actively start focusing your attention on the things that you actually want, that shit dies off very quickly. It's kind of like when a fat person makes a decision to lock in and lose weight. It could have taken him his entire life to become 200-300 pounds overweight. But just 1 year, 2 years max of dedicated focus to weight loss will result in him getting in great shape. Same thing with this. Yeah, you've been living as an unconscious bot for years. And because of that, you have the life you have today. And it's not your fault. This is information that needs to be revealed to you. It's just what it is. This is why the wealthy stay wealthy, because they know this shit intuitively. This is passed down generation to generation. Children are programmed. They're completely unaware of these principles. It's just ingrained in their mind. And so they do the right things and continue to be wealthy. Continue to pass on the success of their forefathers. It's the same reason why poor people typically stay poor, because they've inherited that programming from their parents. The only way to break the cycle, to break the loop, is to become aware of this knowledge and this information. And we have this information now. And so, bro, you just got to trust the process. You don't worry about, am I doing it right? Don't worry about, am I trying hard enough? I went through that phase too initially. So I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. I do think but it's not unlike anything else. When you first get into working out, you overthink the shit. Oh, am I drinking my protein at the right time? Did I get in? Oh, should I have gotten one more rep in? But the reality is, once you've set the intention and every day you wake up and prioritize this shit, you're going to be moving in the right direction. And as you continue to do it and you see the results, you'll also realize that I was really overthinking the shit. This shit is really way simpler than I thought it was. That not every and anything? Sport, art, anything, bro. Anything you get into at the first time, or for the first time, you think the shit is way more complicated than it really is. You think you gotta apply way more effort and like thinking about the shit than you really do. And once you do it for a while, you realize this shit was way simpler. I was really overcomplicating the shit. I really just needed to keep going. And you're going to have eureka moments. But I promise you, bro, it's coming, right? You just got to stay the course. You got to stay committed. The beautiful thing about this is it's impossible for you to do this shit for 3 months and not see amazing results in your life. You know what I'm saying? So just do it for 3 months. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like with religion, for instance, that's a lifelong commitment with no guarantees. You can become a Christian. The pastor won't guarantee you that you're going to have a life of health, joy, and abundance and blessing. Oh, maybe you're one of the people that God just wants to fuck with your entire Christian walk or your entire Muslim walk and make your life difficult. So there's really no way to know. You know, shit could be going good, shit could be going bad. I don't know. With this, you get exactly what you want. Whatever you focus on, whatever you focus on, you will move towards it. If this shit is true, you will see it actively coming closer and closer and closer to you. And the more you do it consistently, and the more lasered in you're focused on this shit, the faster it comes. The more confirmation. The more consistently you apply the principles to every aspect of your life as well, the stronger you get, by the way, at manifestation. If you only apply these principles to a certain goal that you're trying to achieve, then, brother, you're doing it wrong. You need to apply this to every single aspect of your life. What you want more of, focus on. What you don't want more of, ignore. That also includes the feelings of doubt and fear and shit like that. Don't place any importance on it. How do you place importance on something? Where you focus. It's not a bad thing to have doubts. It's not a bad thing to have anxiety. What's bad is when you make it important by focusing on it. You need to just recognize, oh, I'm feeling a little anxious right now. Oh, this is a negative thought. I'm thinking poorly about myself. These are fearful thoughts right here. They pose no threat to you. The threat comes when you start to fixate on them and you start to give them importance. You now just need to shift. Stop feeding into it. Stop arguing with that person in your head. Don't give it any life. Don't give it any of your attention. And it will just disappear, fade away. That's what makes us different. Maybe you've been doing this shit so long that you start to forget what you really used to be like. You really used to fixate on this shit all the time. And you've been doing this your whole life. That's why your life is the way it is. You're in a completely different group of people now, bro. You don't feed into negativity. You don't feed into the bullshit. And again, negativity in this context just means the shit you don't want. What might be negative for one person is positive for another. So there is no right or wrong. A vibration is only low if it's the opposite of what you want. You know what I'm saying? So let's put a nice little bow and tie on this video. It's really simplify this. How do you know whether or not you're overthinking the shit? Or how can you ensure that you practice these principles without overthinking the shit? This way of life is more about what you don't do than what you do. It's more about what you don't do than what you do. What do I mean by that? It's more about what you're not focusing on than what you are focusing on. Once you have identified, the only big thing that you need to do mentally is clearly identify what you want. Clearly imagine what that reality looks like. Once you've done that, commit to aligning energetically, emotionally with that reality. See, once you've done that, anytime feelings or thoughts arise that contradict that, it's going to become apparent to you. You're going to feel it in your body. It's going to feel bad. It's going to feel wrong. Once you've identified that you're experiencing one of those moments, and this does happen less and less frequently the longer you do this shit. You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like how you stop getting sore after you worked out for a consistent period of time. The longer you work out, the less sore you get. The soreness initially is an indication that you're making progress. In the same way, you feel yourself emotionally and mentally doing work, choosing not to engage in these negative thoughts and these feelings. But as you continue to do it, one of the evidence that you've made progress is that less and less of these feelings and thoughts occur. And you can, if you're not careful, you might start thinking that you're not doing it anymore. Because that effort that you felt yourself expending in the beginning starts to become less apparent. Because the bullshit just doesn't happen as much. Well, you got it. But what should be true about your external reality once you get to that place is shit should be a lot better than when you started. You should be a lot closer to seeing in your physical realm the manifestations of the reality that you've been aligning with. If you're actively aligned with the reality that you want, you identify, okay, this is what I want. I want to become wealthy. I want to be a wealthy person. I see myself as a wealthy person. This is all, manifestation is all a battle of how you perceive yourself. It's all a battle of what you believe about yourself. And so, up until now, you've believed something that is contradictory to the desired reality that you want to manifest. You told yourself, you know what, I'm now going to align with this energetically, emotionally. I'm going to see myself as that. Every time you have a feeling or that is misaligned with that, usually that comes in the form of doubt. It comes in the form of anger, stress. It's something just don't feel good. All that is your old self battling with your new self. Every time those feelings arise, the old self is rising up and saying, no, you're not wealthy, you're poor, life is hard. Shit don't come easily to you. That thing you want, it's not for you. You're supposed to have a life of pain and suffering and whatever else fucking bullshit the old self is programmed with. But that's good that those feelings are arising, because that's showing you that you're killing the old self. The battle is won when you don't engage, when you don't feed into it. When you tell yourself, oh, no, fuck you. I'ma smile. The old self wants you to frown and be angry and stressed. You smile and relax. Fuck that. I ain't entertaining that. Nah, I am wealthy. Nah, I am a chick magnet. Nah, I am the most lit whatever it is that you're pursuing on the planet. That's who I am. And so you don't entertain that shit. And initially, of course, you might not feel like that shit is real. You might not believe it that much. You might get a little knot in your chest when you tell yourself that. Feel your throat dry up a little bit. All of the signs of I'm lying to myself. That shit will go away. That shit will go away. It will pass. And eventually you'll say those same things and believe that shit. Like, how the fuck can anybody not see that shit? How is it even possible? Nobody else is you. Obviously, that's what I am. And now I'm just waiting for it to be reflected in my reality. That's what will come if you stay the course, not feed into that shit. And it will die. And the new self, the self that you've aligned with energetically, it will become your dominant self. And eventually it will become all that there is. And you look back at your old self and wonder, what the fuck was I on? Who the fuck was that guy? That was weird. that's what's gonna happen, bro. So look, let's trust the process, bro. Give me 3 months of your life. Give me 3 solid months of committing to this shit. And if in 3 months you don't feel significantly closer to your desired reality being manifested in the physical, now when you started, unsubscribe. I'm not mad. It was a good run. That's all you'll never meet a spiritual, well, yeah, there are plenty of spiritual people who say shit like that, but like, mainstream shit religions, they're not gonna give you that. Because, oh, well, you're gonna go to hell, or whatever bullshit they're gonna tell you as to why you gotta commit for the rest of your life, regardless of the fact that you're not getting results, or your life is shit, or fucking whatever. Just keep showing up, keep giving them your money, keep giving them your time. I'm giving you guarantees, nigga. Guarantees. So, that's all we gotta do, man. How do you know that you're doing it right? Is that you're not feeding into the bullshit. And that's what you gotta do most of the time. It's about where you're aligned most of the time, bro. You don't gotta be perfect with this shit. No differently than a person trying to get in good shape has to have a perfect diet. Or has to never miss a day in the gym. No, you don't have to be perfect, but most of the time, most consistently. I become impatient with my kids from time to time. I have thoughts of doubt from time to time in regards to my career. But it's so rare these days. And because it's so rare, I know it doesn't fucking matter. Just like how, I'll drink some alcohol rarely, maybe like once a month. I know that once a month that I have some alcohol, if that, is not going to undo the other 30 days of me being fucking locked in. Not that there's anything good or bad about alcohol. Well, alcohol objectively is poison and damages your body if you do it too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not moralizing alcohol. I'm not saying, oh, you're a worse person if you do it more than that. You just got to be honest with yourself about whether or not it aligns or misaligns you with your desired reality. I just know for a fact drinking alcohol on an occasional basis or a regular basis, it fucks me up too much. It makes me feel like shit the next day. I get shit sleep. It makes me more anxious. I don't fucking like that shit. But I do like the way alcohol makes me feel. And so on occasion, I might have some, especially if I go out to link up with friends, but I ain't pressed about it type shit. Point is, I know the shitty feeling I'll feel the day after isn't going to undo all the work I've been doing spiritually. Right? So it's about being locked in the majority of the time. So don't worry, bro. You're a manifestation pro already. You've manifested your entire life. So all you gotta do now that you're focused, now that you are conscious of what it is you want, anytime any shit that pops up energetically, emotionally, that contradicts that shit, now you can pay attention. See, in the past, you didn't do that, bro. In the past, somebody try to argue with you, you arguing with them all day. Even after the argument's over, you're arguing with them in your head. You know what I'm saying? You want something, you want to accomplish something, and an idea pops up in your mind as to why that's unrealistic, why it's not for you, why it's bad, and you used to stew in that shit. You used to try and build your life around that potential bad thing. Now you're not doing that. It's incredibly simple, but it's powerful. And the reason we know that it is powerful and it is having a major effect is that how difficult it is to do it consistently. Like, it requires discipline. It's not difficult in that it's hard to do, it's difficult in the discipline that is required to do it consistently. It is a commitment. There are things that you can do, though, to make this easier for yourself. And I will be discussing one of the universe has gifted me another technique. I talked about smiling a few weeks ago. Super powerful. I got one that's just as, if not even more powerful, bro. Big game changer. Super big game changer. I'm going to talk about it in the next video I'm posting to the members only section. So I would recommend you go ahead and become a member so you can tap in and get that shit. All right.